So how many of you snuck in here? Because it's meant for seniors, and I don't see a whole bunch of seniors in here. What happened? But it's okay, because you probably have a senior in your life that you love, and you want to make sure you pass on the information, right? So, and that's just as important as protecting yourself is protecting your neighbor. So, what I want to make sure that you know is that this is real. And one of the main reasons that elder scams grow is because people feel ashamed that they were scammed. And when they feel ashamed, they don't share the information with each other. So when you have these neighborhood alerts and you know, for example, that there's a burglar going around, we all share that information because we're not ashamed, because it doesn't feel like it was our fault. But when it comes to senior scams, people keep it hidden because they don't want someone to think that they are not as smart as they used to be, or have their family take away their control over their money. And I see nodding heads. And this is why the scammers keep repeating, because it's not out there and we're not talking about it as much as we should. The reality is that, as you'll see from this video that I'm very proud of that we put together, it happens to everybody, and it happens to people with multiple degrees, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, because the scammers have become more than Oscar award-winning actors. They know exactly what they're doing. They study. Their whole job is to study what works in human psychology and how to scam you. And their number one trick is to create an urgency. If you don't act now, you're going to lose all this money. Your accounts are going to be hacked so that you're not able to recover. Your grandchild's going to be in trouble. Something bad is going to happen if you don't act with urgency. And by creating this urgency, they're able to have you not think and use your judgment in the right way, and to pause and to really consider whether this is real or not. So next slide. This is one of the most important things that we live by at the district attorney's office, is that we're going to be judged in how we protect our youngest and our oldest and everyone who's vulnerable in between. And that's what we do. Next slide. Or should I use the clicker? It's not there yet, the video. It's coming in the next couple of slides. You can keep going. Oh, it's not moving?
Yeah, it's not transferring from that screen to that screen.
Okay. Well, you can keep working on it, and I'll keep doing it old school. It's perfect. Which is, it's in your head. It used to terrify the defense attorneys that I would try a whole murder case from one page, because it's in my head, you know. So I've lived the case. So it's kind of fun to see the fear on the other side. So the elder abuse dynamics are built on creating fear, shame, and embarrassment. So those are the things that you have to get out of your head, because there's nothing to be afraid of. They're usually internationally in India, China, far away from you. There are local actors, but all they're looking for, they're not looking for the hardest job, they're looking for the easiest job, the easiest thing to do to scam somebody. So when our office has a specialized elder abuse unit, and they deal with all manner of elder abuse, now I want to make sure I mention that includes physical abuse, caretaker abuse, care facility abuse, and neglect, any of those kinds of crimes. But the crime that we're really focused on today is this scam crime, the fraud crime. And it falls into many different categories. But you have to understand that in San Diego County, we were able to measure because we put all of the different, that's good, I'll play it in a second. We put all the different resources, all the law enforcement in one place. The FBI leads that, and you'll hear from their fearless leader, Agent Rod, about what they're doing there. Our office has investigators there. The Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Kelly Martinez, fully invested in this. Oceanside Police with Chief Valdominos, and all our partners. Because we realized this was too big to tackle with one department at a time, because it is so sophisticated. So one of the top scams that we're noting, and they're going to talk to you about it, is the tech support scam. This means that a pop-up is going to come up and it's going to tell you that you need to call this number. It says Microsoft, and by the way, as you will see from the video, if you Google it, it might turn out to be the real number of Microsoft. But if you call it, it's going to end up leading you down the rabbit hole that your account was hacked and that you need to go to your bank, withdraw money, and a courier is going to come and pick up the money. The most fun thing that we get to do, aside from having one page to try a murder, is to be able to nab the couriers when they come. Hopefully you guys are going to tell them some stories about that. But I actually get texts in the middle of the night because somehow people think I'm on their street myself personally, which I would love to be, but my team won't let me. So that would be the most fun thing to do. But these guys are out there to actually nab the couriers, because by making you aware, you are going to call the police, and the police will call the Elder Justice Task Force, and they will be set up undercover. And when that courier comes to pick up your money because you just realized it's a scam, they will nab the courier. And we will have the absolute pleasure of prosecuting these parts of the organized crime organization. But it all depends on you reporting very, very quickly. Another big scam is the government impersonation. Not only will they pretend to be Inspector General, the IRS, they will have the seals. You know, you can do anything with the computer. You can create templates. They'll send you a note that looks with an official seal. And they'll even tell you you owe money and you have to pay. You have a warrant after you. They're going to come after you. Your bank is in on a major scam themselves, so you can't trust your bank. You can't tell anybody as you withdraw the money. They'll tell you your money isn't safe unless you convert it into gold bars, and they'll make you convert it into gold bars. And while all these things sound comical and like you wouldn't fall for it, really smart people, this is the shame part. We have to accept that there is no shame, that the shame is only belongs to the criminals that are doing this, and that it's okay and to report as soon as possible to give these guys and gals a chance to fight back. Now, Assemblywoman Davis and I are pissed off. And why are we pissed off? We're pissed off because we don't think our laws are enough to protect from this. You know, the FCC hasn't even changed. They can create algorithms to block all this noise, all these things. An algorithm can capture that they're scams, and they can help block them. They can do more in this regard. They can do more to make sure that an international number can't be masked to look like a local number. That's on us. And I've talked to the US Congress about this and let them know how upset we are, because that has to change. We can't allow in America for us to be so easily scammed, right, by these things. So more needs to be done to come to help you. The Elder Justice Task Force is doing their part, but there should be more protections that are built into the platforms and into our phones to protect and capture these scams. So if I'm going to show you a video, and this is a real story. It's not an actor. And I think once you watch this, you will realize it can happen to anyone. And there will be no more shame. You'll be able to talk freely about it, report to police, tell people when something suspicious is happening and you're worried about it. So let's go ahead. Hopefully. Now this part I can't play old school because I haven't learned how to be an actress.
My screen locked up. And it
We're gonna go to the website and get it off the website.
Okay.
I lost $1 million.
It's a San Diegan.
My screen locked up. And it said, you know, call this number. I knew very well that I shouldn't call that number. I was certain that I was doing the right thing. And I am intelligent, I am responsible, I am ethical, and I got taken.
I want every San Diegan to know that elder scams can happen to anyone.
I have had lawyers, doctors, pilots, retired military judges, all of them have fallen victims. They push an urgency for action on the victim, and then they try to isolate them from their friends and family.
They're actually going after our seniors' entire nest egg. They're trying to wipe out their entire life savings, and that's been devastating.
Just looking at San Diego County alone, which is the 5th largest county in the United States, over a 1-year period in reported scams, we see a loss of $130 million and upwards of that.
They are shrewd and flexible and agile.
The scammers are becoming very efficient. They're getting better at what they do.
The way in the door is generally through some sort of tech support scam. A pop-up on your computer or a text message on your phone saying there's a problem with one of your accounts.
I went out and searched and felt that I had done a responsible search. And I said, how do I know that this is valid? And he said, you can research this. You can, you know, I am with Microsoft Security on their fraud team, connected with the FTC.
They are scared into action, and it's usually mentioning the victim's personal information has been found on a computer, that it's part of some elaborate hack.
Where they're pretending to be an FBI agent, a Secret Service agent, a law enforcement officer, whether it's a banking scam where they're pretending to be a member of the victim's bank and the bank's been compromised.
Someone who's acting like a potential friend or a romance interest who befriends you but then eventually does the exact same thing, which is to ask for money.
As painful as it is, and as embarrassing as it is, once funds were withdrawn from my IRA and into the bank, I either withdrew cash and I packaged it up in a shoebox and a courier came and took the cash.
This is nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about. These guys are professionals. This is their job. They spend all day training their trade craft.
They produce a lot of money, so the scammers make sure that these are believable.
Historically, the average loss may have been $20,000 to $30,000. They might be going to the bank every day or once a week and calling their financial advisor, trying to free up money. The amount of victims that are losing $100,000 or more is increasing.
Looking back on it, it was masterful. It was masterful.
we knew that we needed to do more to tackle it. So I led an effort to form an elder justice task force that has federal, FBI, U.S. Attorney, my office, the District Attorney's Office, and law enforcement, and also APS, the Adult Protective Services.
Our first priority and our highest priority to date is making sure that our reporting mechanism is up and running and accurately collecting data.
By coming together, we were able to then map out these different crime reports and be able to go after the organized crime that's behind elder scams.
Once you realize the amount of scam activity that's happening throughout our community, here in San Diego and abroad, we all need to be vigilant.
I am just sad that I didn't come to my senses and get help.
It is unbelievable how many people have never reported it to law enforcement. I mean, it's 1 in 15, 1 in 20.
This is a top priority, and we have to fight it with everything we've got.
Unless we talk about this, nobody can help. Law enforcement can't do a thing.
If you get contacted in any way and it involves money, stop, hang up, and tell someone.
And I want to thank that courageous victim, because there's nothing like the voice of someone who's been there. She's not an actress. This is real, and she wanted to help all of you and the rest of the community make sure that you don't fall into the same space she fell. So we're very appreciative. Mike Rod is here, who you saw on camera. Scott Perillo, who leads our office's elder abuse and scams, is an incredible leader throughout the country in this, and I'm so grateful for everything that he brings, his heart to these efforts. But I've overworked him, so he is taking a small break today. I wanted to quickly run through, and I want you to kind of respond by audibly or in some way so that you can have this in your head. So you get a message on your computer that tells you to call Microsoft. Is that a scam? Yes. If you're really worried about your computer, you can take it somewhere, some professional place that can fix it. If you're worried about a hack, never respond to that message. You're asked to go to the bank and to keep the cell phone on so they can listen to you. Yes, I can see. You're asked to put cash into a Bitcoin ATM. Those exist, right? We broke through one because someone reported, and so we kind of smashed it to get the cash out of it before it was lost, which I'm proud of, but now we're litigating in court. We'll be there for several years to fight as to why it was worth it to get this person's money back, but it's okay. You're asked to wire large amounts of money. That's a scam. You're supposed to respond though, that's your part, okay. You're asked to purchase gold or other precious metals. You get a message from PayPal asking about unauthorized charges, and that's scam. You owe money for a toll road that you were never on. Okay. You're not allowed to talk to your loved ones about what's going on because it's super secret. You fall in love with someone. I'm not against love, by the way. Sometimes people think that you've never met face to face, but now they ask for money. Sorry about that. That didn't work out. So there's many of them like that, but the answer 100% of the time is it's a scam. So I'm excited about turning it back over to Assemblymember Davies to continue the program. We have a table back there that's our Family Justice Center. It's located in San Marcos. So if you just want to walk in and talk to someone there, law enforcement is on the grounds, about something you're worried about, that you think you were scammed or someone that's making you scared, you don't know how to cut off this relationship or this thing that's going on, you can just walk in and someone there will help you. And the table is back there. They can give you the address. She's raising her hand there, and the information. So even though we focus on domestic violence and human trafficking and sexual assault and child abuse, we also focus on seniors, elder abuse, and elder scams. Thank you so much.